Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you my new guitar arrangement of Nature Boy, which is a famous Latin jazz tune. Now this arrangement is probably suitable for intermediate players, maybe going into slightly more advanced territory, and you can purchase the sheet music on my blog at latinguitarmastery.com or join LGM members where you get access to all my arrangements and compositions and quite a lot of courses. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so we're going to start with the first two bars. So it's this little vamp in E minor, going E minor, F half diminished, B7 flat 9, which is a 1-2-5 or a 2-5-1 pattern, and very, very common in jazz. And because we're in E minor, it's just a nice way to start and set the groove, and you can vamp on that for a couple of bars or more. And we have just this bass line, which you can play with your bass, with your thumb. It has a little bit of a bossa nova feel. I would just call it a bit of a Latin groove. So once we've done that twice, this will be the first melody note. Then we're going to go. Okay, so the melody, so you can see there's a bit of a gliss here, which is really important. And I like to play this melody on one string whenever I can. It just brings out more expressive possibilities. I really like to sort of do the gliss, and moving up a string kind of gives it a different melodic feel. Now underneath we've still got that 1 E minor F sharp B7 harmony underneath. So really I've just put the two together. Now this movement here you might have a little bit of trouble with, which is just moving to this second position B7 bar chord. So you've got the open string, but then you're going to have to play all of it in one go, and I do like to roll it. So we're going all in second position and then slide. And then, so there's a little bit of a crescendo there as well. And it kind of helps to phrase things when you just add a little bit of dynamics, a little bit of growth, and then bring it back down. And there's a tension here. The seventh chord is usually, it's a tense chord, wants to resolve. And we're going up and then back down. Twice. So after the second time, we're going to move to 12th fret harmonics. And this note is part of the melody. So we're going da, da, da. Harmonics again. And I sort of keep this E minor groove underneath. Okay? So that's not too difficult, because you just have to get to that position, and then with a little bit of practice and precision, you'll get that no problem. Next bar 9. So I have A minor, half bar on 5, E minor, back to our F half diminished. So the melody over a B7 chord in 7th position. Then I do like a B7 rasguedo, short rasguedo, and then this is really just a fill-in bar, and I have the melody there as well. Trill on that one. Okay, and then now you can easily bring out the melody because it's on the first string, and I usually use a bit of a rest stroke there. Again, another fill-in bar. We're going descending bass line with a kind of open strings underneath. Now, this is not a F sharp half diminished, it's just an F sharp, which is the 5th chord of the fifth chord. So 5 of 5. So it's basically B. It's going to be an F sharp, which is the 2 chord of B. You could also call it a secondary dominant chord. So let's go all F7. Again, a little bit of a fill-in, which is mostly sort of arpeggio tones, chordal tones. And then bar 17, B7. Again, Rusquetto on the B, and then I like to kind of palm mute, pizzicato that bit, the B7 arpeggio. Back to the starting melody, which we've gone over. Okay, at this point, I decided to have a bit more movement. So when we get to this chord here, the F sharp half diminished, I'm just going to start having this sort of offbeat, syncopated movement, which just kind of starts to create a bit more movement. So we're going to go. Now we're going to go B7, always with this open B underneath. B. Now we've got this again, counter melody. So I've sort of broadened out the rhythm. We're going. Now this chord here is actually a C sharp minus 7 flat 5, or C sharp half diminished. So sort of G to F sharp, and that's our kind of landing point, which is a B7 on the second position. I like to take my time there, a bit of a rallentando there, and then back to our band. And then I added this little extra melody. And I'll play it like that, and then E minor 9 chord, harmonics, finish on 11. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Consider subscribing or joining my LGM members, which is will offer you a lot of sheet music, a lot of different arrangements and lessons on my blog. And I'll see you next time.